What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm Paul.
I'm Morgan.
New Mother Morgan. In today's video, Ulta Beauty. You like that place?
I have shopped there several times in my life.
Yes, you have. I don't think in my hairstyling days I tried to get a job at Ulta Beauty. I did try to get a job at Sephora, believe
Oh,
it or not, and they would not hire me. They did not believe in my skills. That's neither hither nor thither, and we can talk about that later, okay? We're talking about
dear.
Ulta and their beauty of girlhood. It's a podcast series called "The Beauty of dot dot dot," and they did one on the beauty of girlhood. And guess who? Guess who presented the beauty of girlhood to us?
Two girls?
You would think so,
Yeah.
or two women.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't exactly the case, and we are about to get into it because there's a decent amount, and it's almost like we're chuckling. We're about to get more sober, maybe, or maybe we'll chuckle because you can find lightheartedness in any topic. But it's gonna be a fun video, but it's gonna be a deeper video, and I thank you for correcting me. There's some topics you can't find
There's
lightheartedness
some topics.
about. This topic you might be able to, though. Guys, give this video a thumbs up if you appreciate us tackling topics that are a little more weighty, such as this. All right, let's go. Morgan, can you tell them to subscribe?
Just subscribe.
Amen to that. Right on. And guys, if you're not a patron, consider supporting us on Patreon. Patrons get special perks. We go live patron only Zoom calls. So live Zoom calls where we get to just know you guys face to face, go deeper, other perks as well. We would love to have you. So let's dive right in. As we get ready for the first clip from this Ulta podcast, can I just say, like, guys, you've probably seen it. We're not the only ones reacting to this. This has garnered big reaction from the public to the point where I'm not like behind the scenes at Ulta, but I'm guessing they're getting hit pretty hard financially.
Probably, or will. Probably.
Because this happened recently. Like, yeah, these companies can only push it so far with their wokeness before the general public, not necessarily the conservatives, not necessarily the conservative Christians that we are and much of our audience is, but just the general public. They're like, no, I've had enough. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I think we're kind of seeing that here. But I just wanted to say these two people that are in the podcast, the Ulta Beauty podcast, beauty, what do they call it? Beauty of girlhood. They seem like nice enough people, do they not, Morgan?
Mm-hmm.
And one of them talks about experiencing just how persecuted you can be online, or just that the dark side of being online, and we can relate to that.
Definitely.
And honestly, they probably do get a good amount.
Yeah, I'm sure they both receive lots of nasty stuff.
And that's a shame that when the nastiness comes out, and we can relate on some level. Also, I wanted to say there's going to be people that watch this video and they're like, Paul and Morgan, because we've experienced this talking about Demi Lovato and stuff. How dare you not use their preferred pronouns? And Allie B. Stuckey said it well. We're Christians who, go ahead.
Yeah, we are Bible-believing Christians who see that God made male and female and said that it was good. And so to go against what God calls good and to call someone by their preferred pronouns is just something that we can't do in good conscience.
Call us Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, because we're not bowing down to the idols and the statues. Okay, we're not bowing down.
Yeah, so it's not to be offensive in any way, shape, or form.
Doesn't mean that we don't love these two individuals, but we look at them as the way that God created them in their mother's womb, and that's just what we're going to call them. But I would say, like, we'll try to call them by their names. We know that we do know that David and David, right?
Yeah, David and
who's the main one?
I told you
guys, help us out in the live chat. The one identifying as a female that is going to be explaining. She's done like a series. She's a big influencer. She identifies as she. It's a guy, but
Dylan. David and Dylan.
Dylan is big on TikTok, and he's got a personality. He's trans, and he's in the process, I guess, of transitioning, a personality that does have, I mean, he's got a likability factor, even though he's very over the top. Let's go ahead and pull up this Ulta. Whoops. Give me 1 second, guys. Here we go. Here it is. Here it is. Wait, why isn't it pulling up?
Click on the eyeball.
Oh, thank you. There we go. Boom. Let's make this a little bigger. This is what Ulta Beauty put out on Twitter. It says, trans clap. Whenever you see the clapping hands, Morgan, I just immediately think woke. Don't you?
Oh, I use the clapping hands all the time.
No, but it's like when they put them clapping hands after words, trans clapping hands, girls clapping hands.
Okay, got it. Trans girls can do it.
Yeah. Trans girls can do it all. Tune into the latest episode of The Beauty of ... where host David Lopez sits down with guest Dylan Mulvaney to chat all things girlhood.
Yeah, let's be clear. The conversation in general of this podcast had nothing to do with girlhood, so...
A little bit. It had a little bit.
Did it? I don't think it did. And also, it was two grown men talking about girlhood. So
that's what's just... That's what's so in our faces. It's like, you know, they can get away with little things here and there. Maybe the LGBTQ agenda that's trying to be pushed on the general masses. They can get away with the little steps, but suddenly they step this hard, and we're seeing Ulta Beauty just released 2 men titled The Beauty of Girlhood.
Right.
How far is it going to go? How brazen and bold are they? Let's play the first clip here, Morgan. This was like the clip that they released, almost like the trailer for this.
It's not the clip.
For this podcast. Here we go.
Now I know I can find love. I know I can still be a performer. I know that I can have a family. I want to be a mom one day. And I absolutely can. And that's why the narrative still has a long way to go, because when I was grieving boy Dylan, I didn't know those things were even accessible to me.
I absolutely can be. I want to be a mom one day. This male dresses a woman, I want to be a mom one day, and I absolutely can. Morgan, just what are your immediate thoughts being someone who's literally holding your baby during this live video? You just went through a difficult pregnancy. What are your reactions to that?
Well, you know, not everyone who is a mom is someone who carried their child, so let's just make that clear. But
okay.
A mom is a biological woman. That's just that. I at first when I heard that, I wanted to get angry. You know, I did get angry and like kind of disgusted. But then the more I think on it, the more just sad I am for, you know, Dylan and for other men out there who have gone through, I don't know what someone has to go through to get to this point of, it's gonna sound kind of mean, but delusion. I don't know what you have to go through in your life to get to that, but it probably isn't very good stuff. And so I just feel sad for these guys who are very lost and confused and desiring something that they can never have. And you know, Dylan can adopt a child and have that child call him mom all he wants, but he will never be a mother.
Well, that's so interesting, Morgan, because you said that you just made the statement. You said desiring something that they can never have. That to me goes against our culture. That goes against the foundational fabrics of American culture. No, nothing is off limits to you. Nothing is off limits to the individual. You actually can have whatever you want.
Right, which is not true.
Whatever you desire, whatever you feel is attainable as long as it's going to bring you happiness. And you're just immediately pushing back on that. It makes me think for Christians, there are a good number of Christians. I was posting about it on Instagram the other day, the drag queen pastor. And there are like Christians that are defending this. Someone wrote me and said... someone wrote me and said that they woke up to see 4 churches in their area sponsoring drag queen drag shows in church or something like that for churches. So there are Christians that somehow have got it in their minds this is actually a good thing. It's an inclusive thing. It's a Jesus loving thing. Jesus would want us to embrace this. And I'm like, I'm not sure what you're reading in the Bible. I doubt you are reading the Bible. Maybe you're picking and choosing. I'm not really sure what's going on there. But Jesus said in regards to this, we can have anything we want. We can be anything we want as long as it makes us happy. He said, anyone who wishes to follow me must do what?
Deny himself.
They ignore that verse. They hate that verse. I don't know what they do with that verse. He must deny himself. That goes against everything. I guess, Morgan, you were kind of already alluding to it, but can anyone be a mom? And you just threw that out. I mean, you just backhanded that statement. Can anyone be a mom?
There are God-given instincts in women, biological women, and God-given instincts in biological men. Not to say that there aren't some men out there who are way better fathers than the mothers are out there. But I still believe that like the majority of women biologically have these motherly instincts in them that no man can ever replicate, no matter how much he wants to or whatever. Like, it's just, yeah.
Well, here's another, before we get to the second clip, there was something I noticed when I was watching this podcast episode. Dylan says, they're kind of talking about like how in their past, Dylan and David are both saying in our past, there's been things that have caused us to kind of shrink back from embracing, the identity that we want. And Dylan said it was the pandemic that was a huge moment for me where he kind of realized that none of this matters because the pandemic, it kind of affected us all in different ways. But just for him, none of this really matters. He said, I might as well be who I want to be. And I'm thinking about that like, so can we all just be who we want to be? Mm-hmm. That's a question that let's think about as we move into this next clip. Can we all just be who we want to be?
I hope that we can get to a place, my hope for the future is that we can get to a place where trans people don't feel like they have to change a thing about them to be trans. Or they don't have to take the hormones if they don't want. They are a woman if they say they're a woman. They're a man if they say they're a man. Non-binary if they say they're non-binary. We believe people. We trust them. We lift them up.
So now you don't even have to change. You don't even have to go through the hormones, the surgeries. You just say you're a man and that's good enough.
Paul could just say he's a woman and we just say, all right.
I think Luca has two moms because guess what, guys? I figured I would announce it sometime in the near future. I'm announcing it in today's video. I am a mother now. So,
no.
Luca,
nope.
Say hi to your second mom.
No.
But according to Dylan, that's all it takes. And I don't even have to change anything now. Mm-hmm. So then it's like, okay, so ultimately whatever you feel, whatever you call yourself is what you are. Is that what the American woke and now they're trying to push that on the mainstream? That's what they're saying. So my question is, if they can do something as significant as gender, why not race? And that's what I've gone back to. And you guys react how you want. Haters react how you want. But I'm genuinely asking, why the heck? Race to me is something, if you tell me if you disagree, I think it's something that is less intense or less permanent than literally gender. I would think to be able to say, hey, I grew up around a lot of this ethnic group and I really love their ethnic group and I actually love it even more than maybe my own. Guys, I want you to start calling me black. Okay, I played a lot of basketball when I was younger, hung out with a lot of good basketball black players, went to their homes, got absorbed in their culture. I'm black now. Is that cool to do? Can I do that?
No.
Why not? Because Dylan just said, whatever you feel, whatever you call yourself, I don't even have to paint my body. I don't even have to do anything else.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, this is the danger of the whole you can be whatever you want. I mean, again, like we've seen more recently, like men saying they're little boys or little girls, and it's just like, what in the heck? Dylan himself calls himself a girl, not even a
Which
woman.
we don't know. I mean, he was kind of explaining that, and it was, so I don't think he's necessarily saying I identify as a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
He's kind of saying, why can't I do this? We say we go to a girls' trip or whatever.
Right.
But that is kind of part of his image.
It's still very strange.
So why not race? Why not animals? Oh, we're actually starting to see more of people identifying as cats.
Which is insane.
Wolves. Okay. Are we all cool with that?
No.
Why not a little boy? Can I identify as a little boy now? Age doesn't seem as big a deal as gender. Can I be a little boy? Are we ready as a society, Christians that are embracing all this drag stuff in their churches, are we ready to go there? And if you guys are, shame on you.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
Shame on you for throwing out all truth.
Yeah.
For the sake of what makes you happy. Because there's a line that shouldn't be crossed and we're crossing it.
And shame on companies for giving into this wokeness and like going against literally their target audience, which is women. Biological women have supported Ulta forever from the moment it started. Like, they are where they're at today because of biological women, and now they are turning against them and trying to transform this, just give this whole new idea of what a woman is, and it's literally two men talking about girlhood, womanhood, being a woman, beauty. It's just messed up to see these companies just go so woke. And go woke, go broke, I hope is the reality in my personal opinion. I just am sick of it. I'm sick of companies turning against their people that got them where they are.
It so stinks to be in a world where it feels like for now that all these mainstream companies are going woke and saying like, here's who we're going to cater to. It's like we need and you guys might push back on this, but like a conservative version or a Christian version of everything. Whereas I feel like 15 years ago, phone companies, beauty companies, all these different, major companies, they focused on their goods, and now they're just woke.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like to be like, we have to have an alternative, but it feels like that with social media platforms. Guys, what do you think about this? What do you think about Dylan and David's conversation? Ulta Beauty sponsoring this thing, promoting it, two men saying what it is to be a girl. What are your thoughts? Comment below. We're open, we're only, it's kind of funny sounding, but we're only open to a certain extent. I don't think someone getting on here and trying to say, here's why you guys are wrong, and as Christians, we should completely support the trans stuff. You're probably not going to get very far, but you're willing. We welcome comments as long as they're respectful. Love you guys. Morgan, you did so good. I know that pre going live, it's been a tough day with Luca. You weren't really feeling it. You stuck it out. Thank you. We love you. You are an awesome mother, and I hope to be half as good a mother one day.
Okay, stop.
What?
No.
Love you guys. Have hope.
And be free.
Patron roll. We will be right back. Hey guys, as you may have noticed, we get very few brand deals, which is why our patrons, the names you see here, are so important.
You guys really are the lifeblood of this ministry. We could not do this without you all. If you believe in this content and you want to partner with us on Patreon, click the link below or just go to patreon.com/Paulandmorganshow.